The first thing we have here is fallacies, and the first fallacy is biases, which is a prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group. And then we have loaded terminology, which is using language that may mislead and bring value judgments into a statement. So the next fallacy that we have is the post hoc fallacy, which is the belief that because event A occurred before event B, event A caused event B. So for example, Mr. Borger ate a cheesesteak before the Eagles game and the Eagles won, so therefore the Eagles won because Mr. Borger ate a cheesesteak. The next fallacy we have is the fallacy of composition, which is the belief that what is true of the parts is also true of the whole. And next we have causation, which is one thing caused by another. And then correlation, which is two variables that seem to move together. So now with this information, you can answer number 4 on the back of the sheet. So pause the video and answer number 4. And hopefully you pause the video, and the correct answer to that is B. So next we're going to talk about the role of incentives. So economic incentives are designed to make people act in a certain way. So for example, subsidies would be a positive incentive, and that's money given from the government to produce a certain good. So like if a company is making vaccines, the government might subsidize and give them money to make more vaccines because that's good for the general population. And then a negative economic incentive would be taxes. So now you can answer number 1 on the back of that sheet. So pause the video and answer number 1. Hopefully you pause the video, and the correct answer to number 1 is C.
Here we have marginal analysis. Marginal analysis is how humans make financial decisions. Marginal analysis is done by comparing marginal benefits and marginal costs. In addition to marginal costs, we also have opportunity costs, which is the cost of the next highest opportunity that someone could be doing at the moment. Consumption typically occurs when marginal benefits equal marginal costs in a situation. Here we have other key economic terms. Some terms include positive statements, which are facts that can be proven. An example is the inflation rate is 1.6%. Here we have normative statements. These statements are typically judgment or involve one individual making an opinion. An example of that would include the URA power rankings. Next we have utility. This is the benefit typically derived from a good or service. Rational people typically seek to maximize utility. Next, we have the 4 scarce resources. Our first scarce resource is land. This is considered the earth and natural resources that are utilized in the production of goods and services. Next, we have labor. This is typically humans and their physical contributions to producing goods and services. After that, we have capital. This is typically the machines and equipment that are used to produce goods and services. Next, we have entrepreneurship. This is typically intellectual property or the ideas and ability to produce goods and services. Lastly, we have policy versus theory economics. The difference between the two is policy economics is an economic policy designed to chase a specific goal, whereas theory economics is designed to enforce specific behavior among the model.
Now after hearing Cal's information, you should be able to answer questions 2, 3, and 5 on the back of the sheet. So pause the video now and answer those questions. And hopefully you pause the video, and the correct answer to those questions are B, C, and D.